Hello, everyone. This is just an example podcast. It's one of the first of maybe potentially a series. Uh, I will be your host, and I have Abhi with me here today. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do now is just generally talk, and maybe maybe we could start off with what you think uh, about how one should approach business, and using yourself as an example. We did speak these other days, and it was super interesting to hear your points of view, and I see how we differ. And so the idea here is, yeah, let's see if we can kind of somewhat replicate that. And so, yeah, maybe as a segue into that conversation, one of those things which were interesting for me is just how you're very systems oriented about how you do things, and that resonates with me as well. But do you want to give us an idea about where you are in your current headspace with how you approach work, perhaps what motivates you, and how do you do things?
Gotcha. All right, so I'll start where when I was in Germany. I'll start there because that's where my business journey started. Okay, so I quickly realized that I do not want to keep working all my life, and I really want to take this money into my own hand. I don't want someone else to be responsible to pay my bills. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's when this idea came of starting an online business because internet was really big.
And this is when?
It was during COVID times.
Okay,
Because
2020. Around.
2019. Right?
And before that, you were not in the business space.
No. Before that, I just wanted to be an employee because, see, I was a scuba diver
Yeah.
and I was earning what 40,000 rupees, and then suddenly I was in finance in Germany earning 4 lakh rupees, and I was like, yeah, I
quite a
made it.
difference. Yeah.
You know. But then slowly, it's that Maslow's hierarchy. Slowly, you start realizing, okay, I made it till here and it's stagnant now, but I want something else.
Yeah.
What really worked for me was COVID. When they locked me in my room, I started reading all about what money is, where money comes from. And that's when I quickly realized, okay, it is a scam. And during that time, there were a lot of people realizing the same thing as well.
Right. It's a scam in what sense, though? How do you mean?
So what I mean by that is the money that you keep in your bank 10 years later is not going to buy you the same thing that it can buy you today.
Right.
So slowly, through inflation, the entire system that has been built around money is
Yeah.
stealing your money
Right.
at the end of the day. Right?
You're at a net loss if you were to
Yes.
keep it there. Right.
Yes. And a salary is also the last thing that is increased when inflation comes into play. First is the company that increases its prices, then the suppliers, all these people who have businesses, they
Yeah.
keep taking the cut, and then it's the employee at the end who's given a 2-3% raise.
Right.
Right. So I was like, I don't want this for my life. I can't see the next 40 years in that
Yeah.
mill.
Yeah. Sure.
You know. So that's when I decided to start a marketing business or selling oils or something like that. So the first business was I sold massage oils, and it really tanked because the market, I couldn't understand the market. Second thing was that I really built the product first and then started marketing it. I did not understand the local laws. They fined me about 5,000 euros.
Right.
Because
That's great. This is all in Germany.
in Germany.
Okay.
So because I did not have the certifications.
Right.
But I was just like, yeah, winging it. But Then I said, okay, I do not want to build a specific product. So then I switched into 2 businesses later. I switched into selling something online, a service.
Right.
And the service was marketing for, first it was
And did you have any coding background or something? How
Nothing.
did you manage to get into that space?
I just YouTube. You have time, right?
Yeah.
So the good thing about Europe, or good thing about the West, I don't know how it is in America right now.
Yeah.
But good thing about Europe is you only work 8 hours, right? And the work laws are stable for an employee.
Yeah.
So I started working from, let's say, 9 to 5. I came back home, did my workout, and then directly I was working for the business I wanted to build, right? And what I realized, okay, it's much easier to sell a service than a product when you don't have anything in the bank. So I did not want to burn the money that I had built, like saved up.
Right.
So the first thing that I started selling was Botox fillers, like lip fillers, Botox, and eyebrows. You know, like women
Sure,
over there,
yeah.
they just wipe out the
Yeah.
eyebrow and
But
get
this
it
is
tattooed.
purely motivated by interest in money at this point.
No, interest in freedom.
Freedom, right?
Yes,
Okay,
interest
that's
in
the core.
freedom.
But
Yeah,
you need money for that.
exactly.
So you make the money happen.
Happen for the
Right.
freedom,
Right. Okay.
right? So then I realized it's not that easy for me to sell this, and it was not the issue that I can't sell it. It was the issue that I was not sticking at one thing.
Okay.
I had that shiny object syndrome,
Right.
and I kept jumping from one object to the other.
Yeah.
And then I hired a coach. So I paid him $6,000, and I
A life
told
coach.
not a life coach. He was about 20 steps ahead of me. Right? He was in the US. He was in the marketing space, and he was way ahead of me. So I paid money to get the knowledge and
Through an online kind
online
of
kind of
and-
space.
And it was over a couple of weeks, or how
So
did
the
that
$6,000 was for 4 months.
happen? Right.
4 months of coaching and
And once a
online
week,
groups. No,
right.
no, it was every day. You could take coaching on different aspects. So meta ads, or how to build funnels, and how to pitch, how to
Right.
say, like sell your product. So
Yeah.
there are a lot of steps over there. So the only thing I would say, the one thing if I can take from that conversation is stick to one thing, and you only lose if you give up.
Right.
You never lose if you don't give up.
Yeah. And also, I think, I mean, just adding to this point, because what occurs to me and what I'm kind of embodying at this point is this idea about how when you commit to something, either through monetary means or by showing up in a certain place like where we are right now, I think there's an element of triggering a very subconscious commitment to something. And money is something we know a lot. So it's like you're investing in yourself very
Yes.
much. So the numbers might seem big.
Yes.
Like oftentimes I think here in India we've been conditioned with this mindset of how much of return am I going to get? But sometimes you just don't know. It's intangible,
Yes.
and you need to be willing to invest in yourself.
Yes.
So I think this is one of those modalities by which you have triggered that, and you're like,
Yes.
you're in this now.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is in 2020.
2020, yes.
Okay, very cool.
So, and to add to that, is what if you do not spend money and stay there all your life? Because that's the guarantee if you don't spend money in your growth. The guarantee is you stay at the same place all your life. Are you
Right.
happy with where you are? If you're not, you need to spend money to get into rooms
Yeah.
where these kind of conversations are happening.
Right.
That's when I understood that,
Yeah.
and I spend thousands of dollars every year
Yeah.
to get into rooms where I generally could not get into.
Right. And so these are sort of like collective places or collectives of people where there is some common vision or some common value they're striving towards, which you're aligning with.
Yes.
So let's say if you're like currently we are in this build 3 place, and the common vision here is passion and purpose.
Yes.
And it's an accelerator where they're trying to enable us with tools and workshops and things to help build our business. And so this is the first such kind of thing for me. But I know when we'd spoken about these sort of things a little earlier, you'd mentioned that you do go to several of these perhaps. Okay. Yeah, would you want to share something which could be interesting, which you think has had a huge impact on your own personal? Maybe let's keep it to business. I don't know if we want to keep it business only or general. Whatever you feel like. Whatever you feel like sharing.
Okay, so there have not been, if you ask me to point out one thing, I do not have one thing where I can tell you, that because of that, this happened.
Yeah.
It is a cumulative effect. It's just what I realized, the first change has to be the mentality. Like you said, in India, people look firstly for return on invest. That's true. And that is why most of the population always works,
Yeah.
right? Very few build something which becomes big.
Right.
But in order to do something or get something you never had, you need to do something that you never did, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's when that shift happened for me.
Yeah.
What helped me was that I was away from the entire environment. I was away from India. I was on my own. I was in the West, and I had time on my hands, and I had time to curate my own personality. And it's not that today I'm sitting here and I'm, done all of these things. I took
Right.
bits and pieces from everyone.
Yeah.
My character has been molded by a lot of other people who are way ahead of me.
Right.
You know, so it's not just, you need to be like humble a bit, you know,
Yeah.
and learn and really be sharp enough to know, okay, this person is speaking from experience.
Right, right. Yeah, no, like I just want to add there as well. Like, I resonate totally with what you said. It aligns with my worldview as well. But in the way I see things, like for example, you said you're going to stay in the same place unless you do something you've never done. For me, that translates to, okay, you need to be willing to do something a bit random. Like in my perspective of how I would probably achieve a similar effect is this idea of doing something random. And I do kind of have leanings towards this esoteric side and spirituality and all these kind of things, which is fairly ambiguous. It's not as structured as things. But yeah, the way I would see it is this universe of possibilities, and sometimes if you're stuck or you don't know where it's going, it's about taking a random step. But of course, I think you approach it from a much more structured point of view,
Yes.
where it's much more intentional.
Yes. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm more into systems.
Yeah.
I take myself out of the picture, and I'm not a big believer in, I feel like or I'm motivated to do it.
Yeah.
It's just my systems ask me to do this, so I do it. I give the power away. I take that power away from me.
Yeah.
It's not mine now.
Right.
It belongs to that system, and I have to respect that system.
Yeah.
So, all the businesses I've built that become successful or became successful were successful because I had that system and I stuck
Yeah.
to it for 3-4 years, months,
Yeah.
till I got that effect.
Yeah.
But that only came because I had that coach. I had always people ahead of me asking me or telling me, guiding me,
Yeah.
and me just being, yes sir, I'll get it done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No,
And-
that's very interesting. Yeah.
Also, for example, small tasks, not just for business, small tasks in my life. My food is regimented, my timetable is regimented, the way I work is regimented. I work with a timer always.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
You want to just flesh that out a bit?
So I've shared this on my social media as well, that I always have a kitchen timer at my place. It's 200 rupees, 300 rupees,
It's
whatever.
this analog thing.
No, it is a digital timer.
Okay. Yeah.
And I always set it to 60 minutes, and then I start working on the thing. And I now, after experience, after training myself, I can work for those 60 minutes, and then I take the power away from me, and it's the timer who is controlling how I work.
Right.
Really?
Right.
Till the time it doesn't beep off, I don't stop.
Yeah.
It just increased my productivity. Now I can, so for example, I'm managing this business that I'm here for.
Yeah.
I have a couple of other things that are running as well. And it is because I've structured 4 hours here, 5 hours here, 6
Yeah.
hours here, whatever is needed.
Yeah.
And put in the time for working out, put in the time for cooking when I want to cook.
Yeah.
Like, it's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
I understand that, and I know that not many people would resonate with this. It just helped me.
Yeah. And yeah, I think that goes back to how we have different predispositions. Like, what if you look at these different models?
Yeah.
Like you have a MBTI, for example, which tries to put you into different buckets
Yes.
based on your personality types. And also there's this, I think, these big 5 traits about conscientiousness, etc. And I think you fall into one of those core personality traits where, you can live in that energy of willing yourself to do something. For example, like if you have this authority, whether that's you or you projected it onto something, you can use the energy from that.
Yeah, it's a good way
achieve
to put
things.
it. It's a good, interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
I've not gone into depth of why exactly that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to know the answer as well.
Yeah,
I just
makes
knew
sense, fair
that
enough. Yeah.
it is working for me,
Yeah.
and it is getting a positive result.
Yeah.
So I just left it at that.
Yeah. That's
But
interesting.
you are way more spiritual than me. So
Yeah.
there are some things that you tell me, and I'm like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, likewise. And I think, it's not even about that it's because I'm more spiritual. It's like,
Yeah.
I think I just like to see that how we're different.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing, because I think when you can see that there are different types of people and different buckets,
Yeah.
it's there's always something you can learn, first of all. And also you can at the same time, like, I guess, not keep yourself necessarily better than other people.
Yeah.
Like I think that humbling aspect which you touched upon is very important and not so easy for us to do at times. And because there's always someone better than you, right?
Yes.
Like at least that's how
Always. Always, in every aspect.
Exactly. And if you can accept that, it automatically makes you a little more, I think, humble.
Yeah.
But I do, again, like coming from like how we seem to be at sort of different ends of the spectrum of conscientiousness, like willing yourself to do things, how I would affect this idea of having an external governor or an external system to manage work is, one thing is I journal. So this journaling thing just brings my thoughts into some sort of coherence, right? Because for me, I think, it's very airy in a certain way. So I need to bring that motivation. And my goal there is to just write one page, for example.
Every day?
No, I try to keep it every day. But again, in my personality, I've noticed that if I want to do something every day, just for the sake of it, it becomes a little bit, I'm not as energized by it.
Okay.
So I need to make it like a suggestion, for example. Like maybe I can do it every day. That's fine. But it's okay if I miss as well. That element of it's okay to miss it
I don't have
allows
that.
me to be sustainable.
Gotcha.
Like in my own energies.
Yeah,
Because it
I
feels
don't
like-
have that. Good point. But honestly, if that works for you, then it works for you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't work for me.
Right. So I mean, so the way this concept works is I set out to write this one page.
Yeah.
And the idea is to not even come up with anything profound.
Yes.
It's just about writing.
Gotcha.
And so in the writing aspect, I'm just writing about random stuff, but the things most at the forefront of my mind or consciousness at that moment is what I'd start off with. Like if I'm having trouble writing, for example, I might actually literally write, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm having trouble writing. And then as I'm typing it out and filling up the sheet, the goal of sorts, it automatically finds its structure. I end up hitting some points
I know what you
that
mean.
I'm anxious about, for
Gotcha.
example, because I'm trying to remove the filter. This is
Yeah.
not meant for anybody else to read.
For you.
But anyway, so through this process, I gain some structure, basically. And also working out, for example, I'm very, end up doing a lot of this CrossFit group workout thing. Working as well, working in cafes is energizing. Coming here, meeting you guys. And,
don't see, it works for me.
Yeah.
That sometimes I isolate myself and really work on something for a long time. But if you need to know how to balance it out. I'm quite comfortable in doing it for 3, 4, 5 months in a stretch.
Yeah.
But many people are not. So and people around you definitely push you. So
Right.
I also don't stay for an entire year in isolation. I go for, like I said, these kind of meetups.
Yeah.
But I take things from that and then implement it for the next 2, 3 months or whatever. But
Yeah.
I keep going out, I keep traveling everywhere, right? So that helps as well.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. And you take the emotions out of it, right, when you do that. Because emotions can be fleeting and
See, I don't take permanent decisions on temporary emotions.
right. Okay. Well said.
Yeah. So if, like I said, the task has to be done, I write down as well, but I don't journal. I write down my tasks.
Yeah.
And I scratch those tasks every day.
Nice. Yeah.
So if that has to be done, that has to be done.
Yeah.
And how I feel about it has nothing to do.
No, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe another quick question. I think we spoke a fair bit now. Okay, 20 minutes already. But just let me know when you want to stop
No,
this,
keep
if you
going
do
on. No
have-
worries.
Yeah. This other question was, so now this particular cohort is about passion and purpose. Where does that fit in your worldview and your motivations to do things?
Okay.
Let's say
So,
business or-
like, I came over here to get to know people
Right.
who are a bit ahead of me, and I got to know them. I took things from them, but honestly, passion and purpose, for me, business was never a passion, and I agree with purpose. I always had needed a purpose in my life, and this entire picture does not fit honestly somewhere within my purpose. My purpose is more passing on the knowledge that I already have, right? Maybe you can say that now I'm gaining a bit more,
Yeah.
and maybe then I can expand on it. But the specific reason I was here was to understand just how to scale my business that I have formed in India,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So, but having said that, purpose, when I was 16, I knew my purpose. I wrote down the things that I want to be,
Yeah.
and I've scratched everything except one,
Okay.
and that was climbing Everest. So I'll say it over here.
Wow.
That means it has to be done. Now I've
That's
said it.
ambitious. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
luck with that.
Yeah. No, but the thing is with that, I've already, like I said, work in systems.
Yeah.
So I jotted down what do I need to get it done. First thing is you need to have the skills.
Yeah.
I have those skills. I did my courses. And
So
second thing
you
is
did your process
courses.
courses, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So your mountaineering courses,
Yeah.
you need to have that technical ability. So I have that ability. Second thing is you need to get the money for it. I have the money for it. Third thing is you need to get the permissions for it. I know the guy to get the permissions for. The only thing is I need to get my physical up. That takes 3 months, and then I can go whenever I want.
Right.
But I'm just pushing that away because I have other things
Yeah.
that I
Very
am
cool.
responsible for at the moment.
Right. Right. No, super interesting.
Yeah.
The purpose thing is a question as well.
Yeah, and
And-
for me,
Yeah.
you're totally right. Sorry to cut you off,
Yeah.
but this point is very important for if you're listening to this. Life is much easier if you have a purpose that is bigger than you. It doesn't need to be money or business or something. Your purpose can be that you want to help maybe someone get a good education. That can be your purpose. But it will always help you when you take yourself out of the picture and you give that purpose a bigger meaning than you.
Right. Right. I think that's a good definition of purpose as well.
Yeah.
And and I think it's also about being honest with what your purpose is at a particular point in time in life.
Yeah.
And that also needn't be as set in stone, as we also, I think, touched upon. Sometimes you need to be accepting of this fact that our purpose might change across time.
And for me, it never changed. So I don't
Okay.
know,
Yeah.
That's why when I wrote those things down, who is the guy who I would respect the most? I wrote down the qualities of the person.
Yeah.
And then I started just building that person up,
Yeah, in yourself.
Yes. So
Okay.
if you go down to, let's say, this might go out and I'll be 40, 45, whenever.
Yeah.
You can still go back to this day and this school, Lawrence School, Lovedale, you can go and talk to anyone who was in the batch of 0 to 09 and talk to them about what they think about me. None of them would ever say that, okay, this guy could do these kind of things. None of them.
Yeah.
So I had to see, okay, what is the character needed to accomplish this task? I started reading books. I started reading about how Alexander, galvanized his forces, and that he was fighting from the front. So he built his physical up. So that's when, okay, I need to build my physical up.
Yeah.
Okay, then I need to get knowledge. I started reading Socrates, what he was teaching about stoicism, etc., etc. How to divorce yourself from the situation and the emotion and give the task the authority. So I took those bits and pieces from everyone, and I'm not perfect, man. I'm also developing every
No, of
day. I
course.
make mistakes,
Yeah,
and I work on them then.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like in my worldview, is I think there is some element of that change which is happening, seeing as how change is sort of always there.
Change is the only constant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by that extent, even what we call purpose or how we define it in our heads might seek changes. Like either it's getting augmented in the same direction, which I think is what you're suggesting. You have a certain core direction, which is your purpose, and
Yeah.
that probably does not change. But
Yes.
its expressions, its manifestations, its definition itself might be evolving with your own experiences, your own interactions. Like as you're learning more, I would think it probably adds to the purpose, and I would also interject in this point and say that and suggest that it might also change completely, but not necessarily. Not like in your case, as you mentioned, you don't think that it's going to change.
No, I know it's not going to change because
Right.
it's not been done yet.
Yeah.
So once it's done, then I have a different list.
Yeah.
Then it's will be on that list.
Yeah.
So I know myself very well. So that is why I know that even if my feelings change and I'm like, no, I really think that this should be a different way. I give, like I said, the authority to the task.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it's also probably once you've done the task, it's done and dusted. Right?
Yes, and then I need new ones.
Exactly.
And then once I start jotting down the new ones, that's when I start contemplating and deciding, okay,
right, what is the change, or like
what is the reason behind it? You know, your environment might change, but the core values don't change, right? And that's so. That is why I say make sure that the purpose is a bit bigger than you. So things in your life might change, but then that goal is always going to be the same, because again, like I said, the mountain is there, but then there are thousands of ways to climb that mountain.
Yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, also in my own perception, I'm seeing how I would look at that differently. And yeah, it's a systemic way to do things. So you're able to trust yourself to finish a task, let's say. And but also that
trust the system that if I do those things, the task will be finished.
Yeah, but and also by extent of that, you trust that this works for you. You're going to set yourself to do something, and you'll do it. You'll finish it, and then you'll move on to the next. Right. And for me, it's like a little bit fluid in that sense. I like to think about all sorts of possibilities, but what that means is that I need to enjoy the process of it. Like whatever it is, it might change. I might have a sudden fleeting inspiration. That's just my predisposition. But I know, like sometimes to build things, you need to bring it together. Hence, these systems kind of help. But I know this is also my freedom in a way. It's like at the end of the day, you're seeking freedom also in a certain sense, as you mentioned. Money is a way in which will do that, and I agree. It has to be made. But also, I guess there is an element of living it. Like, the money is to live in a certain way. And I'm in the living in a certain degree, but trying to make the money. Because I think sometimes that's at odds. Like, sometimes you probably need the systems to make good money. And but also there is different systems which work for different people. And we're sort of we sort of align in the sense that we want freedom at the end of the day. We want to be able to do what we want to do and live life in a way in which we want. But it is interesting how the tasks, like your trust in yourself that you can complete this task and set up the next, is something which is not too easy for me per se. So I need to have a general direction.
No, but that's the beauty of humans, right? Not all of us are the same. And many of us complement each other. So these qualities are definitely required in certain situations where you are a much better fit than me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I see what you mean.
And that is why I'm happy to have the conversation. Having said that, I also know what works for me. Right? So I think that is where you need to get to. If you're confident,
right?
Exactly. If you're in confidence with, when you are confident in who you are, people see that. Don't doubt yourself. Whatever you do, and that doubting yourself comes from not having proof that I am who I say I am.
Right.
When you have proof, then let's say if you learn one language, it's like, okay, because I was born in XYZ country, that's why I learned this language. When you learn the second language, you're like, okay, I have built systems around it.
Right.
Third, fourth. By the fifth one, you understand, okay, I can do this. I know the steps that are required for this. Right. And that's when the confidence comes from that, okay, the sixth one will also be easy. Right.
So it's important to back those wins.
Yes, and it only comes from proofs.
Right.
Yeah.
So that also means you, like in your system, you define the goal and you finish it.
That's why, exactly. That's why I cut it off every time.
And it builds that momentum.
Yes, that's the thing that builds confidence. Okay. 10 years ago, I couldn't do these things. Today, I can. That is when I speak, I know that I'll be able to do that.
Very interesting.
And if I don't, then I seek people who are ahead of me. And the one thing that I would like to tell everyone who's asking for advice, or to anyone, the worst thing that you can do to a mentor who you think is a good mentor is you take advice and don't implement. You'll never get advice again. So, The best thing that you can do is if you take advice, go implement, get feedback. This is what I did. This is why I think it didn't work. This is why I think it should, you know, should have worked. But get feedback, and then people will actually take way more time out of their timetable for you.
Yeah, that's super interesting, and I think it aligns with your personal ethos as well of having a structure outside which governs you. So it's totally in alignment with that. But in my worldview, again, I'm like of this opinion where you need to pick and choose whatever resonates with you, and not any one person is perfect.
No.
And so by that extent, like it allows for that freedom in my own perception, but perhaps that's also limiting in certain ways, because it's you need to sometimes commit to something to a certain degree. Like you need to commit to one process, otherwise, like you said, you have the everything's shiny object syndrome, right?
Yes. And it takes longer, way longer than you perceive it to be.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to commit to something before ruling it out. And no, super interesting. Do you have some questions, Abhi? It was nice. You want to give a brief kind of a story of yours, like, you know?
We'll do it the next time.
Next time. Okay,
yeah, we'll
perfect.
do it the next time.
All right. So thank you very much for entertaining me.
No worries, man. It was a pleasure.
Video. Yeah, and it's
Always.
nice meeting you as well. Good luck.
Thank you.
Looking forward to meeting you perhaps another
Yeah, we'll
time.
meet, man. Like,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
If you're part of this.
All right.
India is a small place.
It is.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, man.
No worries.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you got some value from it. This is Abhi. Maybe I can put your socials in this video
Sure,
if it gets
why not?
published.
Why not?
All right. Thanks.
You should publish it.
Yeah?
Yeah, you
Perfect.
should publish it.